Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
You know you've reached peak couple energy when your undies match. MeUndies Match Me has you both covered, literally, in super soft ultra-modal undies, socks, PJs, and loungewear. Festive prints? Check. Cozy vibes? Double check. And right now, it's deal season. Get up to 50% off site-wide for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Take your couple game to the next level with MeUndies Match Me. To get deals up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/ACAST. Enter promo code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
The kettle's boiled, Vic.
Great. Perfect timing. Just a dash of milk for me, please, mate.
Here you go. Shall we get started then?
Have you ever woken up on a Sunday morning and said, I'm never drinking again, and then found yourself waving $50 at a barman by happy hour?
Are you wondering why everyone else can stop at 1 while you head to a dodgy after-party with a weird bloke called Disco Dave? If so, it might be time to take a deeper look at your relationship with your reliable social crutch, alcohol.
On each episode, we'll investigate our own dysfunctional dealings with booze and find out if it's possible to stop this deeply ingrained habit before things get too messy.
Yep, we're going to open up a shame shed of humiliating drinking stories to help you understand why waking up from a booze coma each weekend with a kebab sticking out of your top pocket might actually be negatively impacting your health.
Hamish and I are here to delve into what it's like being sober, an unwanted warts and all look into why giving up those cheeky pints or putting down those mummy wines will make you feel happier, help your anxiety and mental health, and turn you into the most sparkly, authentic version of you.
Won't that mean I become boring though, Vic?
Well, Hamish, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Victoria Vanstone.
I'm Hamish Adams-Cairns.
And this is Sober Awkward.
So Vic, today's episode was inspired by a book that I've literally just finished.
Gosh, I'm so in awe of you being able to read books, Hamish, because there's a pile next to my bed that are untouched.
Well, let me tell you the truth. I've just been to Sydney by myself.
Okay, that
my
changes
flight
everything.
was delayed an hour, which was kind of fantastic. I read a whole book. Delayed a flight plus 1 hour, 1.5 hour flight. I read a whole book. It's taken me probably, well, Sonny's over a year old. I reckon I've read 2 books in his lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
And then a book in 3 hours.
How satisfying.
Oh, it was bliss.
Yes.
It was so good. So it was, you know, I don't really read books for fun anymore, though. Like books that have vaguely something to do with sobriety.
Yeah.
So this one is phenomenal, though. It's been chosen on our Cuppa Book of the Month a few times, I think. It's called Atomic Habits. It's by a guy called James Clear. And it is fantastic.
Okay, good.
A lot of moments when I was reading it, I had this sort of aha, penny drop realization moments that really relate to sobriety.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah.
So before we get into it, though, because it's basically a whole book about habits.
Okay. We've all got a few of those, Hamish.
Well, that is why I wanted to ask you. I don't want to hear about your adult habits, because we've probably covered those at some point.
Yeah.
I want to meet 8 to 12-year-old Vic.
Okay.
What terrible habits did you have as a kid?
Well, I used to break everything. I had a bit of a reputation of breaking things, tearing clothes. My sister was smaller than me and I used to wear her clothes all the time and rip them and breaking toys. So I created a reputation for myself as a person that breaks things.
Which you've struggled to shake off, the clumsy.
Which it hasn't shaken off. My
yeah.
parents still think I break things all the time, which I actually don't. Well, sometimes I do. Not all the time, but I do sometimes break things. I'm a bit slovenly, I think, Hamish would be the word that my dad would use for me.
Tell me what that
He used to call me barrel body and slovenly.
Barrel body?
Yes, he thinks I'm shaped like a barrel.
Yeah. How does that feel?
I don't mind, it's quite funny. It's partly true. I used to lie a little bit as well as a kid. I remember throwing the homemade rice pudding down the toilet and saying it was my sister. I went to the village hall school disco, but actually I told my parents that's where I was, but I was actually at a legal rave in a field in Oxford. I once had a new boyfriend and I told my parents that their dad worked away. Actually, he was in Libya in jail for arms dealing.
Really? I'm interested in that. I feel like all of us as kids lie.
Yeah,
I don't know why we pick it up. I used to tell people that I came second or third in junior Wimbledon.
Yeah.
The truth was I played in a tennis competition in Wimbledon, which I came second or third in. It had nothing to do with the Wimbledon.
When people ask me, did you ever play tennis? I always say, yeah, I was in the Oxfordshire County Trials. Yeah. But I was in the Oxfordshire County Trials and I did not get 1 point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I failed miserably.
My brother, like me, very slow runner, and he was obviously at school 2 years above me. So when I went to the school with him, his mates were telling me that, oh yeah, Ferg's a slow runner, but it's because he's only got one hamstring. Ferg, are we going to talk about the fact he's only really got one hamstring?
It's like Nelly at school and the snake telling everyone she'd been bitten by a red-bellied black.
Well, Nell was funny the other night when I was babysitting because she was on the iPad, right? And I was with her and George was somewhere else in the house. And the Alexa timer went off. I was like, oh, what's that timer for? I thought, was there something in the fridge or the oven?
Oh, yeah, Freddie Medicine timer.
She just goes, no, it wasn't even that.
Oh.
It was George has set it because it was the end of Nellie's 15 minutes on the iPad. Yeah. And she just looks at me and she goes, don't worry about that, that's nothing. And then George, 5 minutes later, goes, is that timer gone off yet? Nell's been on for too long, Nell's been on too long.
They're such little fibbers, aren't they?
Little bit of a teacher's pet. That's what I've gone
okay, yes.
So maybe George's gone the other side.
Yes, it's much better to be that
fibbing,
side.
Now he knows he's head of school.
No, he's never been a fibber, George.
No, but tell you what George does.
Yeah.
He speaks with such assuredness on things which he is totally wrong about. Yes. So he said, we were talking about Prime, the drink that all the kids like. Right? Jake Paul came up with this drink. Jake Paul's a YouTuber. He goes, yeah, he's a billionaire. He's been a billionaire since he was 22. So I'm Googling.
No,
he's not
don't never Google anything that George says.
If Australia win the football, then they'll play England in the quarterfinals. I was like, no, they won't. No, that's the semi-finals. But he's so sure.
Yes.
You think he's probably right?
Yeah, I think he's an exaggerator. It's like my mother is, and I probably am. Makes a story better.
It does.
Yes,
and
I think that's the purpose.
Into that.
Yes, it's sort of fibbing, but it's sort of white lies to make a story more interesting for everybody else. Yeah. So what's this got to do with our podcast today, Hamish Wamish?
Well, we all had bad habits as kids and we have carried those on into adulthood, and one of them might be drinking, which is a habit we're now trying to get rid of.
Yes, exactly. Reading a book isn't always easy. Life gets in the way, and those moments when you are by yourself in silence are harder and harder to come by, as I well know. Hame and I get it. So rather than sending you off to buy or read this book, which of course you should do too, I'd hate it if someone said that about my book. Go out and buy it.
We'll be saying that so much.
We'll be saying that. Allow us to share the wisdom we learnt from this short passage.
Do you, be honest with me, because I know you have a lying past, do you listen to books on Audible and then tell people that you're currently reading that book?
No, but because I don't listen to books on Audible, I don't have time for that even.
So I'm in the car a lot, so I can say, I'm actually reading 2 books at the moment. There's the one on my bedside table.
You say you're reading it?
Yeah.
And you're listening to it?
Because it sounds intelligent.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to know that about you. Go, Hamish can't even read.
No, I have a book on my bedside table, which obviously I don't read because I have a child and life. Yeah. And then the book on Audible, I'm reading that too. Yeah. It's great book.
Is that the Kama Sutra?
Yeah, that's it.
Next to your bed, yeah. By the end of today's episode, we hope to teach you the most effective method to give up a bad habit like drinking alcohol.
Okay, so here's my thought process. On this podcast, we have spoken a lot about why it's good to go sober. We constantly talk about why we drank in the first place, and we offer you certain tools that might help along the way. This episode is going to be specifically how you should give up.
Okay,
so not why did you drink, how you should go about giving up.
Like mentally.
Like how you can pick apart a habit, a bad one, or create a good one. We're going down really into the functionality of human behaviour.
Oh, I love it, Hamish.
That made me sound very clever, but it's because I read a good book. So we're going to talk about why good habits are hard to stick to, whilst bad habits linger around like your dog's farts. And we're going to start off by looking at, like how you go, to that.
Dog's farts,
Only
lovely,
you.
yes. I'm just imagining one right now.
We're going to start off by looking at 3 positive habits that a lot of you would have tried but perhaps struggled to stick to long term. These are regulars in your New Year's resolution list. Things like meditating, journaling, exercise. Any of those ring any bells?
All of them, yeah.
All of them, right? They're quite big ones.
And also I was thinking about why dog farts always smell of eggs when dogs don't eat eggs. But apart from that, yes, all of those do ring a bell with me, Hamish.
Good.
In comparison, bad habits seem a lot harder to shake off. For example, eating badly, time on the phone. We are all terrible at that nowadays. And of course, drinking booze.
The reason for this, that James Clear describes so beautifully in his book, is that we try to change the wrong thing.
Ah, interesting.
Okay, stick with us.
Okay, imagine that there are 3 levels at which a change can occur. He draws 3 circles inside each other like 3 layers of an onion.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we should draw this or have it somewhere.
Yes, we'll put it online.
Just, if you've got a pen in your hand, just draw 3 circles inside, okay? The outermost layer, that is changing your outcomes. This is concerned with changing results, like goal setting at the start of the year. I want to lose weight. I want to publish a book. I want to become a world champion swimmer. Or most appropriately for us, I want to be sober.
The second layer is changing your process. This is to do with changing our habits and systems. For example, you implement a new routine at the gym, you develop a meditation practice, you make your bed every day to feel more efficient, or you don't head home via the pub at the end of every working week. Most of the habits that we build are associated with this level.
Finally, the third and deepest layer is changing your identity. This is the level concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldview, and your self-image. And this one is the key to a long-lasting sobriety.
To offer you these 3 levels more succinctly, Clear writes that outcomes are about what you get, processes are about what you do, and identity is about what you believe.
It's clear that all levels of change are useful in their own way. The problem is the direction of change that we choose. Most of us begin the process of changing our habits, like drinking, by focusing on what we want to achieve. I want to go sober. The issue with this is that it leads to outcome-based habits, whereas the alternative is to build identity-based habits, which are far deeper and will lead to a longer-lasting sobriety. So instead of saying, I want to go sober, start by focusing on who you want to become.
Okay, right, I'm getting this. That all sounds well and good, but how does it actually work?
All right, no problem. I'm going to look at some of the habits in my life before we look at some of yours. And I want us to be as honest as possible and put them through the test that I've just described to see whether we can figure out why some work and others don't. Right?
Bring it on.
Like a little exercise, really.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let me tell you about my journey with meditation.
We love a good journey.
Okay, so a few years ago, I had the goal of doing something good for my mental health, right? Outcome. I thought that if I meditated every day, the process, then I would achieve this goal.
Okay, wait. I still already find that interesting, Hamish, because you would think that was enough there, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I'm going to have the intention to do something, then I'm going to do it, and then everything will change.
Yes.
Okay.
So with sobriety, I want to go sober, so I'm just not going to drink every day, and then job done.
Oh, yeah, it's not as simple as that,
Never
is it?
as simple as that. So what I never considered was to shift the way I looked at myself to achieve this, right? The identity. As a result, I think I lasted maybe 1 week. I might have met maybe 2, but I don't think I did it every day for 2. I sort of dropped in and out. The story I told myself was that I was not the kind of person that meditates. I'm a pretty happy guy, so what's the point? Basically, I was doomed from the start because of that mindset.
Right.
Had I begun with the goal of becoming somebody who meditates, the identity, I may have lasted a little longer. Does that make sense to you, Vic?
A little bit, yes. I get what you're getting at, if you know what I mean.
So which healthy habit have you tried and failed to implement long term?
Well, the exact same thing, Hamish, meditation.
Yeah.
I know it would be good for me, and I know I need it because I have a very chattery brain. In fact, I think I probably have ADHD. A lot of people email me to say that I do.
Right.
But I just say it makes me more focused. And also, I can't be asked. I feel like I'm quite busy and I'm in this negative frame of mind where I go, I'm too busy. I can't take on anything else. So I've already set myself up for failure mentally because it literally does a loop in my brain. Yeah. Shall I start meditating? No, I'm not that person because I'm too busy. And the whole circle is complete within a tenth of a second and I won't bother.
So let me stop you there. What you've done there is your identity in your mind is I'm a busy person.
Yes.
So an outcome of I want to meditate, already you'll never do it. I'm too busy to meditate.
Yeah.
So that's what
it's like the reading a book.
Yeah.
I'm too busy to read a book.
Yeah.
I probably could read a book if I didn't sit on my ass and watch telly every night.
Sure, yeah.
Because I'm a sort of person that sits on their ass and watches telly every night. Diary writing is another one. You've mentioned it already. I'm a hoarder of things and memories. I've realised this week that I have photographs everywhere and I post on Instagram and Facebook and all of these things because I am a hoarder of never wanting to forget. And part of that is me wanting to write a diary of my kids growing up. I really have a fear of losing my memories of them and not remembering their first steps or first walk. And things like that scare the hell out of me every day. There's a thing on Instagram at the moment with that lovely music about pictures of all the things in your house that the kids do that you hate that will actually be the things that you will miss.
Yes, that's what you post.
Yeah, and I think that's part of me wanting to write a diary is that I don't want to miss out on anything. And I sit down every night thinking I need to write in my diary tonight and I never ever do. It's annoying.
Is it on your bedside table in vision?
No, it's in the drawer.
Put it on your bedside table. Something Hugh says. Make a good habit visible.
Okay, interesting.
So have it on your bedside table, or when you make this is habit stacking, another thing he talks about. When you make your bed in the morning, put your diary with the pen on top of your pillow. When you make the bed in the morning.
Okay.
And then when you go to bed at night, it'll be there waiting for you and you'll just have to do it.
That's such a simple, effective change. Yeah. And the other thing is booking in time with each kid. Like that's something I always mean to do. I did do it yesterday with George, but I just don't do it because I don't feel like I have enough time. But the funny thing is, I have enough time for this and I have enough time for work because I am a podcaster and I am a writer. So I make time for those things that I identify as.
Exactly.
I'm getting this, aren't I?
You're getting it.
Yeah. But I don't make time as the things that I don't identify as. So sometimes I think, I'm a bit of a shit mum, or I don't have time for this, and my kids are fine on their own, and he's got homework to do. Whereas in fact, I should go, right, I dropped this, and I'm going to go and spend time with them, which is what I want to do, but I don't do because I'm too distracted by work.
You're getting it. You're getting it, Vic.
Okay.
It's interesting that we both chose meditation because I think since going sober, I'm seeing a lot of parallels between sobriety and meditation. Everyone in the world knows that meditation is something that is probably good for you, but almost everyone in the world does not do it.
Yeah.
Very similar to alcohol. Even everyone that drinks knows this is probably not doing me much good, but very few people give up.
Yeah, so true.
Very similar, I thought.
Yeah.
Right, on the contrary, let's look at both of our sobrieties. So one of the hardest things to change when you first go sober, and it's probably the reason lots of us don't even give it a try, is to divorce yourself from your drinking identity. We don't consider the fact that identities can change throughout our lives. I'm a pisshead and I always will be. My friends know me as a party animal. My whole family drinks, so I have to drink too. These are all stories that we tell ourselves over and over again. How did you battle with these when you first went sober, Vic?
Well, I didn't battle them because I didn't know that there was another way of being. So I had no battle. I just thought, well, this is the person that I am, which is why this is going to be very, very difficult for me.
Yes.
Because I have no idea who that person is. It wasn't a battle, but I knew that there was a challenge ahead because I didn't know that a person could evolve.
Right.
I had no idea that a human being could change so dramatically like I did. And I'm proof, and I'm not saying that in a wanky way, like I'm the king of the world or the queen of Hull. I am just saying that to say I am somebody that changed and grew and completely changed my identity, actually. So that was really fascinating for me. It wasn't a battle so much. It was more of an organic change, and it was very, very slow, which is why I wouldn't consider it a battle.
Okay.
It was something that naturally happened when I gave up drinking over a very long period of time.
So do you feel as if you flicked a switch the day you went sober from being a pisshead to I don't know what I am, but I'll figure it out over time?
I think if a switch had been flicked, I think I would have drank again.
Yeah.
I think that in itself would have been too overwhelming. That whole change of identity, right? I am this person this day, and now I identify as a non-drinker. I don't think it's as simple as that. I think the process is much, much longer. And for me, it was. Perhaps it doesn't have to be from this book, because perhaps you can go, right, actually, I'm not going to be that person anymore, and now I'm going to be a non-drinker. But for me, the change in my brain and rewiring all of my old habits took a long time. It took more than a year of me stepping into this new body that I have today.
But I would say whether you are a day sober, a week sober, or a year sober, you are sober. You can
You're
call yourself,
starting that,
I am sober. It doesn't matter if someone goes for how long, you go 3 days. You are sober. You can identify as sober. If you didn't drink today, you can identify as sober.
Well, perhaps that's why it took me a long time, because I couldn't bear to identify as sober because I was so unsure whether I was doing the right thing at the start. I knew I wanted to, but I just didn't know it was possible to. So mentally, I wasn't quite there, and it took me a long time to reach a point where I go, I am sober. This is who I identify as. It wasn't as simple as me just changing my mind, which maybe it could have been.
Well, now that you are in so many facets of your life identifying as sober, the podcast, the book, your meetups, everything you do is effectively you identifying as sober. That can only reinforce your sobriety. Like your sobriety is surely as strong as it's ever going to be when you've got all of these different things that you're doing in your life reinforcing that.
I think it's strong because I had therapy. I think it's strong because I learnt how to change. I know we use this analogy a lot, but in therapy I learnt how to build a new house. I tore down the old one. In this process that you're talking about, I tore down the old house and I learnt how to rebuild. I knew I had strong foundations. I knew I had good bones. There were a few shitty chandeliers and some crappy cushions laying around, but I knew I had good bones and I wanted to build on that. And that's what happens in therapy, is that you build on what you've got already. You know, I'm a good human. There's nothing really terribly wrong with me. So therefore I could crash down everything that had happened before and I could start again. And that's what this is. It was changing my habits and taking out everything that I'd done wrong and trying to learn good habits. So
Is your drinking placing a strain on your relationship? If the answer is yes, then how do you go about turning things round?
this is something Hamish and I get asked all the time, and we're always happy to recommend that you work with Sarah Rusbatch.
Sarah is a grey area drinking coach who has successfully helped thousands of women free themselves from alcohol.
We believe that the success of Sarah's course lies in the fact that she focuses on community connection, education and mindset.
So many of the women make lifelong friends in these challenges and connect with a tribe who support and cheer for them along the way.
January is always Sarah's biggest and best challenge. Wherever you are on this sober journey, this course caters to you all.
Plus, as a Sober Awkward listener, you can make the most of a huge $159 discount. Just use the code AWKWARD, that's in capitals, AWKWARD, at sarahrusbatch.com to grab your place.
The challenge starts on the 8th of January and you can sign up anytime using this code before the 5th. If you want to change your relationship with alcohol, head to sarahrusbatch.com. I can hear that in there, that there was identity, process and outcome. What about you, Hamish?
So I think I probably did it the wrong way round when I look back on it. And I wonder if there's something in that perhaps other people that give up without a problem with drinking might be able to relate to.
I think doing it the wrong way round, Hamish, is more to do with your Kama Sutra book that you've got next to your bed.
That's why we're still not pregnant. Yeah. So I focused first on the outcome. I am going to go sober for the podcast for a year, right? That was the goal.
Yep.
The process I sort of had to learn on the go. You know, how do I reprogram my brain into not drinking when I'm celebrating or partying or reaching the end of the workday or dealing with something tough? You know, what new processes can I put in place, such as not meeting friends at the pub and keeping my fridge stocked with alcohol-free beer in case I do get a craving or a desire to drink?
Yeah.
The identity thing I still haven't fully addressed. I suppose I still see myself as someone who is sober for now.
Interesting, yeah.
I definitely don't see myself as like a drinker who's on a sober
holiday.
Yeah, I don't see myself as a drinker who's currently not drinking, but I do see myself as someone who's sober for the moment. I don't know if those are basically the same thing, a different way around.
But it's so interesting because it's the same process as I went through, but yours is a bit more drawn out because you still have that uncertainty. And like, what is the fear of identifying as a sober person? You know, and that's the fear that everybody feels. Right. That is exactly how you feel. There is a fear of going, right, I identify as this because what if you fail? What if you identify as something and you have it in your heart 100% and you're like, I'm going for this, I'm telling everybody, it's part of my life, I'm going on social media and saying, look at me, I'm sober. But then what if you relapse? I think that is a reason why sober people in particular, or drinkers, have an issue with identifying as sober.
Yeah, and that is a whole topic we need to talk about. I feel like all of us find it very difficult to accept that your identity can change during your life.
Yeah.
Now, there are elements of your identity that cannot change. We are English.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That is something that is not going to change, but everything else can change. And we find it we fight that. But no, but I'm always fun and I'm a pisshead or I'm, whatever it is, we really like hammer our nails into our identity. Yeah. And then when they get taken away, we struggle. How often do you hear of a footballer who, when they retired, became an alcoholic or a gambling addict? Because I've been a footballer for 20 years and I don't know what to do when I'm not. Or a CEO of a business who retires and then feels lost. It happens all the time.
Especially if this sports person has an injury. And it's the same with child stars. I know that's a weird comparison, but child stars, they reach a peak at a certain age. They have full fame when they're 10 years old, and then all you hear is they go completely off the rails because that person, their 10-year-old them, was almost, they feel like it's the peak of their identity. And from there on, it's downhill. So no wonder these stars have addiction issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to get better at accepting the fact that identities change constantly.
Yeah, and knowing that you don't have to be the same forever. Because that is something I didn't know. And that is all about alcohol, is that you don't have to be a drinker forever. It is a possibility to not be a drinker. And that was a huge revelation for me, which I tell on the podcast very often. The use of language is incredibly important to your sobriety. It might sound small, but Atomic Habits presents the following example, which struck true to both of us. Clear says, imagine two people resisting a cigarette. When offered one, the first says, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. They believe they are a smoker, but are trying to be something else. They are hoping their behaviour will change whilst they carry on the same beliefs.
The second person declines by saying, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. Their statement signals a shift in their identity. Smoking was part of their former life, not the current one. They do not identify as someone who smokes.
It reminds me of a friend of mine, Hamish, who refers to anxiety as my anxiety. And I used to refer to drinking as my drinking, like it was an arm or a leg. It was attached to me. And I didn't know that I could just lob it off with the guillotine and start again. You can separate yourself from the things that make you who you are, which I do found thoroughly fascinating about sobriety. It's what we say all the time, Hamish. It's not about alcohol. It's about finding out who you were before it and who comes after it. So with regards to drinking, your goal is to become sober. Research has shown that once a person believes in a particular aspect of their identity, they are more likely to act in alignment with that belief.
The more pride you take in your sobriety, being a part of your identity, the more motivated you will be to maintain the habits associated with it. It's kind of like building a house on strong foundations.
Okay, well, exactly what I said. We spoke a little about our identities in our Party Animal episode a few months ago, but identity is so entwined with our relationship with alcohol. Clearly, the most important thing here is to believe that you can change your identity. Without this, your efforts to become sober are always going to come up short.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a deeper look into what the identity really is. We've been talking about it for about half an hour, probably should have done.
Yeah.
So the very word identity originally came from the Latin words essentitas, which means being, and identidem, which means repeatedly. So your identity literally means your repeated beingness.
You were not born with an identity. It instead emerges out of your habits. All of our beliefs are learned through your experiences in life.
More precisely, Clear writes that your habits are how you embody your identity. When you exercise every day, you embody the identity of an athletic person. When you don't drink alcohol every day, you embody the identity of a sober person.
You only believe the identity you have for yourself right now because of the lifetime of proof you have of it. You spent every Friday and Saturday night for years binge drinking. So you're a binge drinker, hey?
Yeah. Vic, what would you have said to me 10 years ago if I said that in 2023 you would not only identify as sober, but possibly the most loud and proud sober person you're ever going to meet?
I would say you were completely mad. Yeah. I would have been hungover, sat on a couch, eating pepperoni passion pizzas from Domino's with a can of Lucozade, feeling like you were talking absolute. I would have laughed at you, Hamish. I would never believed a piss wreck like me could ever in a million years change. What examples do you have, Hamish, of identifying as something today that you never thought you would become, Hame?
Okay, so I've got a few. I think being sober wasn't as unlikely in my head as possibly it was for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'd done periods of it. It wasn't a million miles away from me,
Yes.
so I'm not completely surprised that I'm sober today. I do still find it weird that I'm a dad. I'm not sure. Your kids are now older. Does that ever sink in, the fact that you are a mum and they are your children?
The fact that I grew 3 humans inside me still amazes me. So it never ever changes.
Weird, isn't it?
It's weird that they're walking around my house and they're stealing food from the fridge. All of these things that they do, I still find it weird. I never get used to it. And I still find it hard to identify as a mum, actually. Yeah.
It's weird, because you spend all your life thinking, one day that might happen.
Yeah.
I hope that happens.
Yeah.
And it does happen, and it hasn't sunk in.
Yeah, it doesn't ever
weird.
sink in, yeah.
I go to the gym 5 days a week. We don't even think about it. Liz just wakes up and gets me ready, and that makes me sound like a child.
What does she do? Get your pants on for you?
Yeah, she takes off my dirty nappy, puts on a clean one, gets me out the door. And I guess that makes me a gym buff, which I never thought I would be.
Is that a term? Is it a gym buff?
A gym buff is a term.
I didn't heard that one before.
I don't think if I heard someone tell me that they go to the gym 5 times a week that I would like them.
Yeah.
I'm like, get over yourself. Who cares what you look like?
You're not making people like you now, Hamish.
But for me, or for Liz, it's so crystal clear her mental health benefits. Like, she drives to the gym in a bad mood, she comes back in a good mood.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I've just sort of hopped onto that habit that she's embedded, and I go along with it.
I never identify as someone who does any exercise either, Hamish. Yeah. And recently on Cuppa, we did a month's challenge with steps, and I did more steps than I'd ever done. I was doing at least 10,000 a day. I was doing a 5K walk. And since then, I have started to identify as someone who does exercise because I have done an hour of exercise every day since.
That's it. The proof is there.
The proof is there.
I don't eat or drink sugar. There isn't a term for that other than maybe dickhead.
Yeah.
You reckon, dickhead?
A lot of these things that you're listing, Hamish, I'm just thinking dickhead.
Yeah, thanks, yeah. And finally, I'm training to become a breathwork instructor, not dickhead. I always thought that sounded cool, but it was probably too woo-woo for me with my conventional background, public school, posh parents.
Yeah.
So I never would have thought that I would be someone who trains to do breathwork, but I'm about to do this course.
Yeah, so there you go. So what you have to do almost, I know, I'm going to give you a very basic translation of what this Atomic Habits is. It's you thinking you can't do something and then doing it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think almost more importantly, it's that. It might be difficult for you to identify as sober when you've always been a pisshead.
Yeah.
But look at the things you never thought you could be, which you've turned out to be.
Yes.
So I will never be an exerciser. I will never be a breathwork instructor. I could never be someone that meditates. You could easily be that in no time at all. You just got to start doing it.
Just got to start doing it.
Yeah.
It's actually feel the awkward and do it anyway, isn't it?
That, yeah.
It's a bit that, isn't it? I think James Clear's stolen our idea.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
We get him on.
Yeah, we try and get him on. James, come on, talk to us. Changing your identity and becoming sober isn't as simple as snapping your fingers, people. It will take time, day by day, habit by habit. You will continually develop micro-evolutions of yourself.
So he describes every habit as being like a suggestion. So, hey, maybe this is who I am. If you liked a Slipknot song today, then maybe you're the kind of person that likes heavy metal. If you came to the cricket with Hame and didn't hate it, Vic, maybe you're the kind of person that loves cricket now.
Never going to happen.
Or if you didn't pick up a drink today, maybe you are sober.
Yes, these small changes to your habits make a big difference in providing you with the evidence of a new identity. The most practical way to change who you are is to change what you do.
So if you're listening to this podcast and thinking of giving up drinking today, or perhaps you have relapsed again and you can't figure out why, have a look at addressing your identity before looking at the outcomes and processes.
Decide who it is you want to be. It's as simple as that. Then prove it to yourself with small wins each and every day.
Should we end with a couple of quotes and an email?
Of course.
Reid Hoffman. I like his name. Or her name. Reid?
Reid could be either.
Sure. You remake yourself as you grow, and then as the world changes, your identity doesn't get found. It emerges.
Oh, I like the word emerging. Emerging identities,
Nice,
Hamish.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. James Clear. All big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision.
And then a quick disappointing affirmation. You're not alone. People are literally everywhere with their stupid problems and their shitty attitudes. You only wish you were alone.
That's so true. I love it.
And then we've got an email here from Michelle. So she wrote to us and she said, I just wanted to send you guys a quick message from the UK to say how much I love listening to your podcast each week. It never fails to make me laugh. In fact, when Vic talked about shagging a bloke and putting him in his misery was just hilarious. I laughed out loud while stomping the streets on my early morning walk. I'm 17 months alcohol free and each week you both make me feel normal, whatever that might be. Love you both so much. I'm now buying you a cuppa each month. Keep up the fab work.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, you can go and buy us a cuppa every month, please. That would be lovely. It helps support this podcast. You just go to Patreon and find Sober Awkward on there. We have so many amazing Patreons and you get some free merch and you get all sorts of little added extras, don't you, Hamish?
You do. And if you want to write to us and share us your story like Michelle did there, you can email us at vicandhamish@soberawkward.com. We might even read it out in the podcast if you're okay with it.
So we're going raving now, are we, Hamish?
You have just been raving, haven't you?
Yeah, I went stompy dancing in Brisbane at the weekend.
Talk to me about it.
Oh, it was funny. I must mention these girls on this podcast because I've got this new sober crew. It was the camping crew, the Cuppa camping crew from a couple of months ago. And it was that weekend where we just all came away, our faces hurting from laughing. So this was one of our first meetups since the camping event. And we all went down to Brisbane and we went round lovely Shannon's house and had some dinner. We had some house music on, getting revved up. What I will say is that people say sober people are boring, Hamish, but actually sober people were party people. Mm-hmm. They were party girls. They were the ones in the midst of the action. So we are actually the ones with the good stories.
Yeah. Okay, what was the story?
Everybody had good stories, but one that leapt out at me was one of the ladies. When she used to come home from clubbing with her mate, there'd be absolutely hammered and her friend had to go and put the horses from the field back in the stable at like 5:30 a.m. each time they went out, and once she got on the horse bareback and rode it around holding onto the horse's mane when she was absolutely hammered.
Wow, good going.
I was like, God, you're lucky to be alive. Hilarious. They all had some brilliant stories and we stompy danced all night at the Ministry of Sound event. It was really, really fun. It was just good being out, and it was just good being out with sober people. You don't feel any pressure. And I was surprised how not many people were completely off their tits.
I was going to say, was it a druggy and boozy event or not?
Everyone was over 40 because it was 90s classics.
Okay.
Everyone else went all sexy. They all had black outfits on. I was wearing a Care Bear t-shirt.
Sure.
Yeah. I went proper 90s style. Everyone else looked gorgeous. So I was just like this weird teenager. I was like Kevin the teenager for the night, stomping around. But yeah, it was brilliant. And going out with people that weren't off their heads was nice, but I did notice that everybody else was quite well behaved, and I was surprised because if that had been me 5 years ago at that event, I would have just been passed out in the toilet. So everybody there was cool. We did leave at 12:01.
What time did it end?
3.
Okay, yeah.
So there may have been some people passed
Did you
out.
have an alarm in your pocket? How
We
did you do
were
so
all
specific?
checking. Well, we were all checking our steps.
And that's the
We're like-
difference between going out sober and not.
We're like, oh, how many steps have you done? How many steps have you done? Oh, I'm up to 18,000. This is great, isn't it? Won't have to do my exercise tomorrow.
That's how you spot a sober person at a rave. Checking their step count on their smartwatch.
Usually you see pictures of like beers being held in a circle or a big cheers, but with sober people it's just everybody in a circle looking at their steps. Oh dear, it was fun though. Thanks, girls. It's so nice to have a sober crew. So yeah, we appreciate you. Anything to say, Hamish?
I went to a 5-year-old's birthday party, also sober.
Yeah.
Not a single 5-year-old there off their nut.
Yeah, and there's probably more puking and shitting yourself than even at the Ministry of Something.
Very sticky, yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
Do they have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the document.
Hi there. I wanted to tell you about a podcast that I think every single one of you will benefit from. It's called Therapy Works, and it's hosted by me, Julia Samuel. I'm a best-selling author and psychotherapist. I invite you into my therapy room where I speak to either a known or unknown guest. Topics range from the difficulties of divorce, a life-changing illness, to the struggles of motherhood. Search Therapy Works now, wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode.
Vic, so do you fancy coming on a sober holiday?
Don't worry, we're not talking about some corporate wellness retreat with cucumber water and enforced eye contact.
No, this is a sober awkward retreat. 8 days of sun, sweat, laughter, and absolutely no hangovers.
Yep, it's all happening in Thailand next October. Picture this: yoga at sunrise, writing workshops, ice baths, Thai boxing, and lots of awkward sober dancing under the stars.
It's a proper holiday with proper weirdos, our kind of people.
Yeah, you'll meet legends who've also given the booze a boot and want to have fun without feeling like a social reject.
Come solo or grab a mate. Bring your awkward, bring your sun cream. No pressure, no judgment, just a big, warm, sober hug in paradise.
All the info is at soberawkward.com/retreats. Come and get sweaty with us, emotionally and physically, in our all-inclusive jungle resort. You'll start out as 15 strangers and leave with 15 new sober mates.
I'm not sure I want 15 new sober mates, actually, particularly sober ones.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're not invited then.
Fair enough.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Make holiday gifting easy with Pura's Black Friday sale. Take up to 30% off site-wide, including curated gift sets, diffusers for home and car, and single scents that make perfect stocking stuffers. For a limited time at Pura.com.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad
No,
bookstores?
it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really
Yeah.
depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it now.
Yeah, go and buy it. Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy, buy it. Yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Buy another one.
Yeah.